Hello everyone, this is Lakshmi. I want to discuss the GST module 4 of the chapter of procedure and levy under the GST. What all the procedure of the GST under levy? That all procedures are audit, assessment, demand and the recovery, and the advanced ruling. First, we know about the what is the meaning of the audit. As per the section 2, subsection 13 of the GST Act, audit means checking the records and the documents of the business for the authenticity and the correctness of the turnover declared by the business. Audit is play a very crucial role in the business as we correctly made the audit that will help for the successful of the business to get success in a within limited time of span. And what are all the thresholds of an audit under the GST? If a business turnover exceeds 1 crore in a physical year, the business owner will be liable for an audit session conducted by the chartered accountant. Yes, we all know about the audit will be conducted by the particular chartered accountant, or the company chartered accountant will only the conducted this session. And what are all the GST audit? First one is a compulsory audit done by a CA. Yes, it is mandatory. And the departmental audit, we know that in the business there will be separate departments, that is financial department, marketing department, that all that will be particularly department wise audit will be conducted. And the special audit is conducted by the as the head of the departments or a head of the company or CEO, like that one. What is meant by special audit? There's only the meaning given. The assistant commissioner can call the special audit. The assistant commissioner of the company will call it as a special audit. If the regular audit reveals disparities in the taxpayer's record, there will be presented. And what are all the provisions related to the special audit? What all the provisions will be you given for the special audit is tax not paid. Tax not will be paid, and the short payment of tax. The payment will be paid at the short payment only, and also incorrect tax refunds also will be the provision given. And what all the auditing process? Yes, we know that the audit will be conducted by the chartered accountant of the company. We all know. What all the auditing processes? When the condition for an audit are met, the commissioner of the CGST, Central Goods and Services Taxes, and SGST, Goods and Service Taxes, will authorize a tax official to the conduct of the audit. The tax official will send to the taxpayer and notice 15 days before the start of the audit. The audit itself takes at the taxpayer's place of the business and will be completed within the 3 months of the date of the notice will be given. These are all the audit procedure. What is that means? The commissioner of the CGST and SGST will be authorized as a tax official. They conducted the auditing. That will be notice will be given for the 15 days before he started for the audit, and that will be given itself as a take of the business completed within the 3 months. They should be notice. And what is assessment? First, we know the meaning of assessment. The assessment is a process. Yeah, it is one of the process to calculate taxpayers' liability. Tax liability. In other words, how much we should pay a tax. Under the GST, there will be 5 types of assessment. There will be self-assessment, means only particular self will be we only assess it, and then summary assessment we will written in the form of summary, and the provisional assessment should be conducted, and the scrutiny means not in a very big form, it should be conducted in a very little only. Next, best judgment assessment, we should give the best judgment how the company will what are the suggestion we give, that should be given as the best judgment. And the compulsory assessment, yeah, tax will be paid and the tax audit will be compulsory assessment. And what is meant by demand and the recovery? The IT department uses these procedures when there are mismatch between the tax owned by the taxpayer and the actual tax amount they have to pay. This action starts with the tax official sending a notice to the taxpayers demanding payment of the tax owner. This can happen in the following cases. What all the cases means? If the tax paid is correct, if the paid tax is absolutely correct, and if no tax has been paid, we don't have to pay the tax. And if the tax refund, we have to take it as refund claim. And if the input tax credit claimed is correct or not, failure of the deposit tax with the government deposit collecting the appreciate amount, then the making payment of the SGST transaction where IGST had been paid or vice versa will be conducted. There will be particular note in this, that is, if the amount demanded is not paid, IT department will begin the recovery procedure. And what do you mean by the advanced ruling? Under the GST regime, advanced rules are clearly written decisions provided that the tax officials to clear up questions the taxpayers are likely to have regarding the supply of goods and services. Advanced ruling can be sought in the following cases. They are clarifying goods and services, applicability of the notification issued under GST, determining the time and the value of supply of goods and services, determining whether input tax credit is a perishable, determining the liability to pay tax on any goods or services, possibility of the goods appreciation being registered under GST, determining whether the particular activity will result in the supply of goods or services. What all the inspection under the GST was, a joint commissioner or an officer or higher rank may have the reasons to believe that in order to evade tax, any person has done in the following. First one, suppressed any transaction of the supply, suppressed stock in hand, claimed input tax credit in excess, and violated of any the provision. And then, what are the offences and the penalties will be given? GST offences. What are the offences? A supplier supplies goods and services without any proper invoice. Without any proper invoice, you can made means that is a fraud or illegal activity conducted. That was not to be done. And he uses the GST and of any other person instead of his own. They should not follow the correct GST and number and all. He submits false information during registration. During the registration, they made the false information given that what that the transfer of the input tax credit they should be given for the particular reason. What purpose I am transferring, what purpose I am claiming in the GST. That should not be given correctly. That was also an offense. He gave wrong information during the assessment procedure. In the audit or the assessment procedure, they will give the wrong information. And then what are the penalties given? Carrying out fraudulent activities, there should be penalty. Delayed filling, the filling of the returns will be in a particular time, that should be paid, that should be delayed. And no issuing accurate invoices. And also supply goods or services in a contraction to GST laws. So, GST laws existing, they are supplying goods, means that is also a penalty. Then evading tax on purpose, evading they given high penalties. Then participating the activity to involving tampering, abstraction, they will pay. And they repeatedly making the short payments. Yeah. Then lost on that demand and recovery, there are all the four modes. That was first one, the recovery by the deduction from money owner, and then recovery by the detention sale of goods in control, and the recovery by the sale of movable or immovable property, recovery from the third party, that is garnishing proceeding. Thank you.